One, I'm just here to bring you a video on the government shutdown, which I'm really disappointed in Democrats. Just to start off with, the shutdown has a government funding bill has just passed the Senate, 60 to 40 votes. Seven, no, not seven, sorry. It was seven Democrats. Yeah, seven Democrats broke party line and one independent, voted to reopen the government. They needed that. I know that sounds like 61 to 40 to 61 to 39, but no. Ron, I think it's Rand Paul has been voting to shut down the government because he doesn't believe in the bill, and that's good because he's opposing, uh, the man in the White House who we don't like. So, just to start off with, I'd like to give you the names of the Democrats. Let's see if I can find them. Yep, Dick Durbin of Illinois, Angus King of Maine. We've got two Nevada Democrats, John Fetterman, Tim Kaine, Janine, I think that's how you say her name, and Maggie. Now, uh, Dick Durbin is retiring next year, Maggie is retiring next year, and none of the rest are up next year. So they're all reliably, safe for now. But I think to every one of these 8 people who run next cycle, they need to be primaried. What they've done here is despicable. They've cut healthcare. It's going to, you know, double, triple even for everyone. I'd like to say thank you, Rand Paul, even though he's probably voting for a very different reason some Democrats are voting. He's still, on the Democrat side. My computer is glitching a bit. Is it heating up? It's because I'm running something in the background. Let me just close that. So, just to start off with, Janine Shaw. That's not a name, but I can't pronounce her name. She's retiring. But to every one of these Democrats, including John Fetterman especially, needs to be primaried. They have betrayed the cause. They are not Democrats anymore. They're what MAGA gets to say rhinos, Republican in name only. Why don't we get dinos, Democrats? And this Chuck Schumer, surprisingly, by the way, voted no. But Chuck Schumer isn't long for the Senate. He's going to face a primary in 2028. He will likely lose. He's going to, he's going to fail. He's out very shortly. As soon as 2026, I believe, one of his senators could be going up against him. But the government basically has been funded. But that's not all. It does have a chance to fail. There is a place it could die, because it has to pass lower house. Lower house currently, let me just check. Check. I don't care about Iowa. US House of Representatives. If I remember correctly, there's 213 Dems, 219 Republicans, and one vacant. No, 3 vacants. What are the 3 vacancies? I know one's in Tennessee and the other one's in, um, over in Arizona, of course. But if two, is it 2 Republicans? No. If 4 Republicans break ranks, I believe that's telling me, it could go very bad for Republicans. Because if 4 Republicans break ranks, it fails in the House and a new bill has to be passed in the Senate. And what's to say, one of the people who we've got in the Senate now doesn't change their mind at a potential threat of a primary. But of course, that's probably not going to happen. But I can already tell you that one guy from Kentucky, what's his name? Thomas Massey, he'll vote No, probably. And by the way, I'd just like to point out, where is he? Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson has refused to swear in um our newly elected the congresswoman elect from Arizona. He promised to swear her in when the government reopens. If the government reopens and Democrats, if the government reopens, he has to swear her in by his own promise. If he does that, she becomes the 218th senator to sign the petition to back the Epstein files coming out. If that happens, because we all know Trump's on them, that well and truly means Republicans are fucked. Flipped. Republicans are stuffed. He he cannot not swear her in. He has to. He's promised. He's too deep into the lie that he'll swear her in once it's over. Then it forces a vote on the Epstein files in the um House. Then it will force one in the Senate. If it dies in the Senate, they look like idiots. If it dies in the House, you know, they look like they're just avoiding everything. It won't die in the House, but they're avoiding the Epstein files, people. These are real. He's playing Marvel Rivals. I'll probably get on soon once this is done. Republicans, I can't tell. Is this gonna be better or worse for Republicans? Because Democrats were motivated by this government shutdown, and people like Dick Durbin and Mike John Fetterman have killed that momentum. But that not killed the momentum. They've put a roadblock there. It's not going to die. That momentum's going to shift into primarying them. It's going to shift into getting them out of public office. It's going to shift into wanting, protesting for both our leader and the newly elected congressman, I think, congresswoman from Texas. And then the one from Tennessee, who, that will be the next test. The Tennessee election that's coming up. Let me just check. But we have 2025 by elections USA 2025 elections. Let's go over to House Tennessee's 5th district. Tennessee's 7th district. There is a election over there right now. Oh. Yeah, there we go. There's an election over there right now. It's going to happen on December 2nd, which is coming up. That will be the next test. I think she's consistently polling poorly. She's down by 8 points. 10 points, another 8 points. What is this in? Within voters who lean towards her. So, if she can get it within 5 points, then Republicans are well and truly stuffed. If she gets elected, they're well and truly stuffed. I think their majority becomes a majority of losing two once they're elected. No, of losing three. And if she gets elected, it becomes so much worse. Matt Van Epps will probably get in though. So anyway, I think I've gone on a tangent. This shutdown is a bad reflection on Democrats. Democrats should not be funding this government. Democrats should be opposed, because guess what's happening? Obamacare's not getting, continued. I think they should have kept pushing for better deals. And then saying, hey, you guys are in control. Because it well and truly reflected that. Let me just get some polling up. 2025 shutdown blame. polling. 42% blame Trump, did that say? It's Trump's shutdown. Not the Schumer shutdown, it's the Trump shutdown, because he cannot control his government. He's done. And he's gonna get that result on December 2nd. But, you know, longest shutdown in history. They were probably waiting for that to tick over so he could do one of his things like. So Schumer can do one of his little cringe things where he makes like a snappy comment which he thinks is funny, which isn't funny. But it's completely ruined. The shutdown needed to continue until we got Obamacare subsidies, until we got SNAP continued, until um you know, until we could get better um funding for welfare. Could have tried and asked for them to defund, not fully defund, of course, but try to get less funding for ICE. That's what we needed, and Democrats failed us. And every single person on this list should be facing a primary very soon. I'm, especially disappointed in Tim Kaine, who's supposed to be this sort of progressive, and John Fetterman, who ran on being the progressive and now is just an absolute dino. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching.